tonight from beautiful PNC Park in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. The Pirates return home. They begin a 7-game homestand, the first of 3 against the first-place club in the National League Central Division, the Milwaukee Brewers. So a chance for the Pirates to make up some ground. As you see the standings currently, the Bucs 7 back of the Brewers, 2 behind the second-place Cardinals in the National League Central Division. Greg Brown along with Steve Last. Bucs are thrilled to be back. Glad you're with us. And Steve, the Pirates this year, they've really struggled again against these Brewers. They've lost 8 of 10. They have to turn that around if they have any hopes of overtaking the Brewers in this division.
That's exactly right, and 2-8 is not good. The actual head-to-head numbers play out like this. They've all been close. The overall numbers are very close, but the 2-8 record remains. But that's how they've gone head-to-head so far. And, of course, they get this chance this weekend. And, by the way, speaking of the National League Central, Pirates playing 13 of the next 16 against their mates in the Central Division.
They've lost 3 of 4 this year at home to the Milwaukee Brewers. You saw that graphic there. They had won 7 of 10 last year, so they're going to try and turn that around tonight. Steve, with the rookie Brandon Compton on the hill.
Yeah, and you wonder how he's going to react after that shellacking he took against the Los Angeles Dodgers. Maybe it's a good thing that he's here in this ballpark because he has pitched well at PNC Park, and he has proven that he's capable of pitching in this league. So you got to throw that Los Angeles debacle out of the window and get him ready to work against a very hot hitting team and a very, very hot pitcher, Kyle Loesch.
Is he ever? Look at that, 7-1 this year in a dozen starts. The veteran righty goes up against the rookie Brandon Compton. First of 3, Pirates and Brewers here at PNC Park. Looking for great crowds all weekend long, starting with Game 1 tonight. First pitch is coming up next.
Pirates Baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by Toyota. Now's the time to go places with Toyota. Visit buyatoyota.com for special offers. And by PNC Bank. Know where you stand with PNC Total Insight. Let's go Bucs!
Back at PNC Park, a free shirt Friday thanks to Point Park University and all the folks that helped put that together. Gary Bracken, Chris Chonchek threw out the first pitch. Stan Savran got one. Chris Chonchek threw out the first pitch, the assistant VP, Institutional Research and Strategic Planning at Point Park, led by their president, Paul Hennigan. Thanks to great folks who put this promotion on tonight. And here is the starting lineup for Ron Renneke and the Brewers. Gene Segura, Ryan Braun, Jonathan Lucroy, 1-2-3. Lucroy hitting .378 on the road this season. Carlos Gomez, Aramis Ramirez, and Chris Davis, the middle of the order. Then Scooter Gennett, Mark Reynolds, and Kyle Loesch against Brandon Compton, trying to bounce back, Steve, from a really bad outing.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what he does because the Dodgers really beat him up, but I like the fact that he had some success before that. So every pitcher's going to have that happen to him. You don't want it to happen this early in a career, but you got to go to work. I'm sure he spent a lot of time with Ray Searage, and he got embarrassed. And when you get embarrassed, you really feel the need to go to work because you don't want it to happen again. It's not a good feeling. So he's got to have his game together because this Brewers team has been scoring a lot of runs. He's going to be faced off against a very, very hot pitcher. So he's got to be on his game right from the beginning. And the defense behind him is going to have to do their job.
Jose Tabata, Andrew McCutchen, Josh Harrison in the outfield left to right. Pedro Alvarez, Jordy Mercer on the left side. Neil Walker, Ike Davis on the right side. Russell Martin catches Brandon Compton, the rookie from Augusta, Georgia. Tabata, again, getting the start in left field. That's 3 straight games now that Marte has sat on the bench. And not in Clint Hurdle's doghouse, according to the Pirate skipper. Just needs to get away. They worked extra BP today. Hurdle continuing to encourage Starling Marte. Meanwhile, the Polanco watch, of course, is on. And lo and behold, Polanco homers his first at bat tonight for Indianapolis. So you know it's getting close. And we're underway, and a strike is called on Gene Segura. The Pirates, Steve, have to focus on each pitch, each inning. They won't suggest this game or this series is any more important than any other, but we know it is.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
yeah, it is. Absolutely.
You can't get buried by the first place club of the division. You play them after this series only 6 more times the rest of the regular season.
Yep. And you want to show them that you're capable of doing the job and getting it done. And by the way, you couldn't want to get it done under a better setting. No. Gorgeous, gorgeous night. We're going to have a lot of people here. It's a setting made for Major League Baseball. So sit back, dig your heels in, and watch the Bucks go at it against the Brewers. This should be a lot of fun. The weekend is going to be full of energy.
75 degrees at game time. And inside, you know that Compton is not afraid to come inside, and he falls behind the speedy Gene Segura. 3-1. Segura has been leading off the last 2 weeks with great success, and especially in the first inning. He is 7 for 14, and he reaches. He also has stolen a dozen bases.
And speaking of that very subject, these Brewers hit the ball around. They've been very successful with the bats, but they also do a good bit of stealing too. They'll run on anybody. So you got the combination as you hear the welcome for Ryan Braun in the background. They will run. So Compton has to give Russell Martin a chance to get the job done at second base.
See, opponents have caught him 6 times. In the season series against the Brewers, Milwaukee has stolen 10 bases against Pittsburgh of 13 attempts. He's got the mitt. Saw Starling Marte the end of that last season, early part of this year with that oven mitt, protecting the right hand. Braun batting .350 this season against Pirates pitching. He has been hitting second recently as Ron Renneke rearranged the order. Bounce toward third, but foul. So back to first goes Segura.
You talk to Ron Renneke and the Brewers people. Ryan Braun, who's up at the plate now for the Brewers, he's not known as a home run hitter. He's a guy that will take the ball to right field more and more as his career goes on. He'll hit some home runs. He certainly hurt the Pirates with home runs last time they were in town. But he'll hit the ball to all fields.
This ball to left center field. Tabata in the sun makes the catch.
We talk about a sun field. There is one that Tabata and McCutchen both have to deal with and will for a couple innings. You see where Russell Martin is setting up off the inside corner, and they did. They got enough in on the handle, and he hits it out into that sun field for an easy catch, as long as you get sight of it early for Jose Tabata.
Braun is retired and always a big out to get a Pirates nemesis. And here now Jonathan Lucroy has been tearing it up. Third in the National League in hitting. The Brewers catcher, .325 average. I told you the numbers on the road outstanding. Good move, close play. Pirate pitchers have been excellent this season with quick, accurate pickoffs.
See a late retreat back to first base by Segura. He almost got nailed.
This is how close that was. A super slow-mo.
You know, I thought when I saw that mitten, he had a bad hand or was hurt some way. It's a protection.
And another close play. And they may ask now Compton to wait before he takes the mound. Yep, Ike Davis is going to buy some time for Jeff Bannister and tell Compton don't take the mound just yet.
So quick. And you see that swipe, but you don't know how close it is to the arm. See the arm coming down.
Wow, close.
The tag coming down. That is close enough to look at, but they're not going to.
There he goes. Taken for a strike. Throw down, and he is out at second base.
Now we'll get a phone call in the other dugout.
Yeah, Segura says, nope. Take a look. Segura doesn't want to leave from second. Here comes Renicky. Might have an early challenge. Wow.
Oh, the hesitation halfway through. He not only took a look, but kind of almost a stutter step or a hesitation step.
In the dirt. Tag. Oh, yeah, I don't think his body's on the. Let's take a look here. I think he comes off anyway, doesn't he?
What?
Walker keeps the glove on him right there. Yeah.
He does. He loses contact. Maybe that's what second base umpire Ed Hickox was looking at.
Glove still on him.
But the foot
looks like foot came off. Yep. Good job by Walker. Nicely done.
Yeah, I was wondering if he kept the foot on, but I guess there was separation there too.
Quick release from Russell Martin, but a nice tag by Walker and keeping that glove on the body. As Steve was saying, these Brewers will test you. And Russell Martin nails the runner, Segura. 0-1 on Lucroy. And second base umpire Ed Hickox making that call, and a good one. John Tumpain behind the plate. The crew chief at first base is Mike Everett. There he is. Lance Barrett is the third base umpire. Ed Hickox, good call. 2-1 on Lucroy.
No surprise that Compton will want to come inside. He wants to do that anyway and has proven he will do that, but even more so after really getting knocked around against the Dodgers. You've got to get off the big part of the bat. You've got to get in on the handle more.
It's there for a strike. Ray Searage, Echo pitching coach, stationed between Coach Dave Joust and third base coach Nick Leyva. 2-2, 2 outs. Compton's breaking ball not good. In the dirt, 3-2. Still coming into PNC Park for the first of a 7-game homestand.
Barn's going to be filled, and so is the bridge right now. They're still coming across.
3-2 pitch. Did he go? Yes, he did. So with the help of Russell Martin and Neil Walker, Compton faces the minimum. Pirates come to bat. 1-2-3. Ike Davis will hit cleanup. Then Russell Martin and Pedro Alvarez, last 10 games hitting at a .324 clip with 6 ribbies. Jose Tabata, we mentioned in left field again. Jordy Mercer has gotten red hot last handful of games. Then Brandon Compton.
Against one of the best that you're going to see in the National League, Kyle Loesch lost his first start of the year against Atlanta. He has not lost since. Won 7 decisions in a row. .260 ERA. Tremendous work against the Pirates. 11-2 career-wise. 11-2 career-wise in 21 starts. 35 years old. He's been around. He knows what he's doing.
And he's throwing a lot of strikes. First one to Josh Harrison. Harrison owns an 8-game hitting streak. Ball misses. Loesch is on a stretch. He hasn't walked a batter since he allowed Anthony Rizzo of the Cubs to reach first on a free pass back on May the 16th. This ball's chopped and foul.
So what, 3 starts, no walks. In fact, in his last 40 innings, last 43 innings, 2 free passes. And so
look at this stretch, the longest consecutive inning streak without allowing a walk. The last Brewer to go 30 innings straight without allowing a walk, Ben Sheets, back in 2008. And one more out and he'll match that.
And so that becomes a guy who is not afraid to work behind in the count, kind of pitch backwards. He doesn't feel compelled to throw a pitch you might expect in an area you might expect when he's behind in the count. These guys have supreme confidence. And you know, we say so many times you want to get the good ones early, especially a control guy, because he's still kind of feeling what the mound's going to be like, what the home plate umpire's strike zone is going to be like.
What a story Jay Hayes becomes, Steve. Josh Harrison hitting .429 over his last 8 games, 7 for his last 13 at bats.
You start wondering, you know, is he a part-time player or is he just a late bloomer that might be able to play every day? You know, the longer this story goes on, the more you wonder.
Well, you know, Neil Huntington said that last week. He said, yeah, it's possible we have underestimated this guy. And it's so interesting, as we said, Gregory Polanco about a week's worth of leading off in anticipation of arriving here, you would think sometime this month. And Polanco homers the second pitch of the game tonight against Syracuse as the leadoff man. Well, whether you lead Harrison off or not, or Polanco, it's hard to envision him not being in the lineup, at least while he continues to hit like this.
Well, there's no urgency in right field while he's playing out there. Because he's doing it at the major league level.
2-2. Going to be a tough play for anybody. Bare hand, no. Comes up empty, and Harrison didn't see it initially. He might have thought about heading to second base, but he'll settle for an infield single and a 9-game hitting streak. He can hit it far. He can hit it in the gap. Infield hits, choppers, whatever it takes. Would you say you take him in the Belmont tomorrow, right?
Oh, yeah. I don't care what the odds are. You know, the odds are against him playing on a regular basis. But he has won that race already for an extended period of time. He's a fun story. He really is a fun story.
Great personality. His teammates love him.
Yeah, and he's a baseball player.
He got energy. He's a spark plug. He's a baseball player. He's an athlete, as you said, Steve. And as Clint Hurdle said, he's got that $1 million smile.
Remember back in spring training, we were trying to say, okay, who are the extra men going to be? Well, you know, Josh Harrison is around, so it might be him. It might be Morel. It might be 3 or 4 different guys. There's Josh kind of hanging around until he got his opportunity. What a great example he is of a professional athlete.
Never quit. Keep working hard.
And
be professional, right?
Yeah, and let your performance talk. Yeah. You don't have to win a job with your mouth. You do it with the way you play. He's been fun to watch. A lot of fun.
Neil Walker back in the lineup. Rested the other day after starting 58 straight games to start the season. Clint Hurdle wanted him to get 2 days off. So with the Pirates playing on Wednesday in San Diego. He had that day off. He did pinch hit late. And then the regular day off on the schedule yesterday for the club. 2-1 on Walker. Walker 3 for 9 lifetime against Kyle Loesch.
And here's a guy, 4-seamer downstairs, 2-seamer downstairs, changeup downstairs. You get in the picture, breaking pitches downstairs. When he's successful, he is down in the strike zone. And you can see the pinpoint control right there, just exactly where Lucroy had the glove. Check out the glove. See the baseball in the glove. See the strike being called. Fastball.
Oh.
Didn't get the call.
Very close.
Possibly should have. Check the grid. Check the grid. A little low. Okay, we'll take it.
Full count. A big early pitch.
You got to go here, don't you?
Probably. Harrison. Will he take off on the 3-2 pitch? There he goes. And it's fouled off.
For a lot of reasons. First of all, you got one of the hottest pitchers in the National League working out there. You might have to stretch it. You might have to take some risks. I don't know. Is there anybody better than him? Johnny Cueto, maybe in the National League right now?
Well, we were talking to, as you said, Steve, the Brewers people, and he's not a flamethrower by any stretch. He's a pitcher. He is a pitcher. Adam Wainwright's a pitcher.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And you'd say it's the same about Cueto. Certainly with the numbers.
A little more deception with Cueto.
Tim Hudson.
Yep.
Not going this time on the 3-2, and turns out to be a good thing. How about that? The Pirates did not send Harrison on that 3-2 pitch, and great luck there because that would have been an easy double play. It was close anyway.
Yep, they hit it to the only guy on that side of the infield.
Line drive out.
See the shift. The Adam ball. So the Pirates fortunate, the Brewers fortunate that line drive was right at the only guy on that side of the field.
Andrew McCutcheon's average under 300 for the first time in a while, 299. And Harrison takes off right away. And
there's the ball player part. The feel. You can't take time to think. You go, because if you take time to think, you're going to be late. Gone. That's just a feel. That's instinct.
Second for McCutcheon. First wild pitch uncorked this season by Loesch. McCutcheon, a career .289 hitter versus Loesch.
Slider at breaking ball, just sliding across, just a little bit outside the zone. And he pulls the string.
The Brewers have pitched McCutcheon tough this season. Back in the dugout is Compton.
Probably real happy to get that first inning under his belt.
Couldn't get McCutcheon to chase. 2-2. McCutcheon batting just .184 against Milwaukee on the year. As we said, .289 against Loesch. Third in on base percentage this season. First in walks. Hit this hard to center field. Gomez having trouble finding it. Now does, but it's over his head. Harrison went back to tag. He is going to be held at third, and now he goes past the stop sign, and he will make it.
Josh can do no wrong right now.
1-0 Pirates in the first. Looked like Gomez lost that ball initially in the sun. McCutchen hit it hard over his head. 1-0 Pirates.
And Andrew gets a lot of this ball. You see Loesch realizes that he did. Now Gomez goes over in that little half moon of sun. Can't get to it. Josh is playing it safe by going back.
Thought Gomez is going to make the catch.
Now he gets caught.
And now he turns and sees. Harrison turned to see the ball bobbled and took off. So it is 1-0 Pirates. Here's Ike Davis.
Talk to you about the energy of Josh Harrison.
He is doing it all. Here is where he takes the peak.
They kind of get caught up in a bad situation with their cutoff men kind of together there.
Double relay, huh?
Yep. Usually you want some separation, some distance. That can create a little traffic thing, finding where you're going to throw, getting your route defined, where you're going to try to throw the ball direction-wise. Josh said, I didn't know what to do. I didn't know where to go. So, okay, I'll just go ahead and score.
2-0 on Davis. And ball 3. 3-0. Ike Davis very patient. He is 0 for his last 14 at bats, by the way, but hitting .366 this season at PNC Park.
This is a headline, 3-0 on Ike.
The 8th first inning run that he's allowed this season, by the way, of the 25 total for Loesch.
Just give you that idea, maybe simpler terms. 12 starts this year, 13 walks. Just all kind of ways you can approach that great control.
Toward right center field, coming on is Braun, and he's there. And McCutchen back to second. As Ike Davis lines out to right, 2 away. 3-1 pitch. Ike Davis lines out. Russell Martin. Martin, good numbers in his career against the Brewers, and Kyle Loesch, .357 lifetime against Loesch, and .350 against Brewers pitching this season. Ball 1 on Russell Martin. They've got it out. Jolly Roger.
Summers here.
Martin tries to get McCutchen home with 2 outs. One and one. He has been a big reason why the Pirates are playing better since his return. Pirates are 8-1 when he starts behind the plate since he has come off the disabled list. And this ball going to drop toward left center field and drop in and give the Buccos a 2-0 lead. Russell Martin makes it 2-zip.
He got inside on him on the handle, but Russell was able to get enough of the handle of the bat on the ball and just dump it into short left center field. Good pitch by Loesch. He just got beat by a better at bat. You see the catcher moving in, Luke Croy, and you see it off the handle. Russell able to get the hands in a little bit, still kind of inside, and hit it badly enough. If he hits it better, it's going to carry out to left field, but he didn't get a lot of it. Just got it perfectly.
.14th ribby for Martin and a big one with 2 outs. Now Alvarez. Approaching 30 pitches this inning. Kyle Loesch.
He's given up 8 home runs, in case you're wondering about that.
Line drive, but right toward the second baseman. Jeanette playing on a shallow right field, a rover. The second baseman makes the play. So some hard hit balls off Loesch, but an infield single got it started. And a Martin blooper into left center field brought home the second run. Harrison scored the first.
Pirates Baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by the Chevy Malibu and your Western PA Chevy dealers. And by Day Automotive. We're going to make your day. Let's go Bucks!
Pirates jump out early over the Brew Crew, 2-0. Josh Harrison playing with that little kid enthusiasm. And Andrew McCutchen, a double over the head of Carlos Gomez to bring home Jay Hay. And Compton now with an early 2-0 lead. He'll face Carlos Gomez.
Here's our favorite Brewer.
He's the Brewers' favorite Brewer, the way he's playing.
Yep.
In a cleanup spot last couple of weeks. 5th in the league in slugging. Tied for 6th with a dozen homers. Had been leading off the bulk of the season. And of course, the last time the Brewers were here, that little discussion at third base involving Carlos Gomez and Garrett Cole, and then the bench is emptied.
Little dust up. Good try. No sale. Going to chase that breaking ball out, away from the strike zone, off the corner. I guess you can't say corner anymore. You have to say the edge.
Sure. Yeah, that's the new lingo. Okay. 2-2.
Some baseball phrases just got to kind of stay with it.
By the way, have you agreed with the people? Have we heard a lot of people say that Compton looks like a young Steve Blass?
He's got more hair.
Rip foul past Ed Cedar. Now, I don't think Blass would have been involved in the dust-up that we saw. Were you involved in any dust-ups at third base?
Oh, yeah. I went to jail one night in the Dominican.
Well, Carlos Gomez was admiring this fly ball. Garrett Cole took exception to it when he went to cover back up third. And Josh Harrison handed him the baseball, and that's when things got out of hand. Gomez started to walk toward Cole.
Yeah, the cork popped out of the bottle, and now he goes ballistic. I mean ballistic.
Popped up, shallow right. Harrison racing in. Harrison still coming in. Jay Hay does it again.
Who else?
He's everywhere.
He's Josh. Just Josh. He's just Josh. doesn't quit on the play. You shouldn't quit on the play. If you can get it anyway, you call your infielder off. His former infielder.
Yeah. Well, he experienced that the other day. He was playing second base on a shallow pop up to right. Ball one on Aramis Ramirez, just off the disabled list. Look at Harrison. Going to need a new uni soon. One ball, one strike on Ramirez.
Josh put in a full shift already. I think Brandon Compton doesn't appreciate that effort. I'll tell you, you come off an effort like Brandon did against the Dodgers, you're traumatized for a period of time. Under the watchful eye of Uncle Ray, Searage, I'm sure, did a lot of work, both physically and mentally. Get on the other side of it. Let it go. You gotta leave it behind. It's gone. It's done.
Bounce off the bag into shallow left. Taubata will get to it before Ramirez even considers turning towards second. A base hit.
Literally. You dive expecting a low hop, and you get the high bounce.
Now Chris Davis. Davis an opposite field home run in Minneapolis last night as the Brewers beat the Twins. Line drive past the pitcher, but the shift is on. Walker on to Davis for a double play to end the top of the second. On a special Inside Pirates Baseball, celebrate beloved Pirates manager Chuck Tanner. He guided his team to the '79 World Series, backed his players with a fervor to succeed, explored his career and unorthodox managerial style. All new Inside Pirates Baseball tomorrow at 8 on Root Sports. Now, if Chuck were around today, and we loved talking to Chuck in his later years as he was always around the ballpark, he'd be smiling maybe brighter than even Josh Harrison over Josh Harrison's play. He would love Josh Harrison's style.
Well, yeah, you've got to. You've got to be a fan of somebody who plays it with that much enthusiasm and energy. I mean, it's a spark. The professionalism is wonderful, but sometimes it's somewhat contained. Great reaction by Loesch, and he'll get the first out. But he's fun to watch, and you root for guys that maybe aren't the most gifted, if you will, with the unbelievable physical talent. You root for guys that haven't had a chance to play on a regular basis for whatever reason, and all of a sudden they come out of the woodwork and here they are succeeding, and everybody's happy for them. Everybody's happy for him. Yeah, Chuck would have loved it.
I just hear Chuck say, "I'd play him every day. I'd play him every day."
Yep, and he would.
Yep,
and he would. Just like Clint's doing.
Yeah. Jordy Mercer, first pitch swinging. Ground ball to Segura. Segura able to get Mercer. A couple of quick outs. The line drive back to Loesch. And the ground out. So not giving Compton a lot of time. Usually when you're leading up to the pitcher, you like to take a pitch or two.
Let's see if you can swing the bat like I did.
Let's hope so, huh?
Yeah, to a degree. Yeah.
Compton.
Let's hope he can get 84 at bats one year.
Did you have 84 ABs? Yeah. That means you're in a lot of ball games.
You're
that's
right. Yeah, that's. Yeah.
It's been a while since he swung the bat on a regular basis back in his high school years. Greenbrier in Evans, Georgia. He hit .415. But Loesch takes care of him in a very quick 1-2-3, bottom of the second. 2-0 Pittsburgh.
I'm Robbie. It's Mikowski. The first-year player draft started last night. The Pittsburgh Pirates were drafted 24th with their first-round pick due to the good year they had last year, and they took Cole Tucker. He's a shortstop from Mountain Point High School in Phoenix, Arizona, and look at what he tweeted shortly after being drafted. So I kind of wanted to be a Pirate for a while. Picture him as a young Little League ball player, and Greg, the unique thing about Cole Tucker is he has a few connections to the Pirates. He tweeted out the picture, and as it turns out, he played for Kevin Young on a team called the Pirates. Kevin Young, of course, you know, the former Pirate for quite a few years in Arizona and Kentucky. And Kevin Young is a good friend of the Tucker family. And his double play partner, his second baseman on the infield at Mountain Point, is Brock Bell, former Pirate player and coach Jay Bell's son. And Clint Hurdle last year spoke to Tucker at his high school during a fundraiser. It was actually in January when he spoke to the team. So a lot of nice similarities for a kid coming out of Phoenix, Arizona. He's going to get his career, he committed to the University of Arizona. We'll see what ends up taking place, whether he signs or not. But it looks like a nice pick and some nice connections for the Pirates last night, 24th overall.
And Robbie, it sounded, when Neil Huntington on the phone last night, sounded as though they were pretty confident that they'd sign Cole Tucker, and as Robbie shows us, natural ties, natural fit with having played Little League ball, wearing that Pirate uniform, and for former Pirate Kevin Young.
What a great baseball name.
Yeah. And off the glove of Jordy Mercer, a one-hop shot. So Scooter Gennett hitting over 320 over his last couple weeks. That's the base hit. First round pick Cole Tucker, as Robbie just said, from Mountain Point High in Phoenix. They love his athleticism. He is a baseball rat, they say. And they like the projection of Cole Tucker. And, you know, middle infield depth, a situation I'm sure, Steve, that the Pirates feel like they need to stockpile a little bit. Get deeper up that middle infield.
And it's interesting in baseball. You see all this big splash and the headlines and everything, and then for a while you don't hear much about them. You know, that's the way the baseball system works. You sign, you go to the minor leagues, and you get buried to a certain degree, and then hopefully you hear a lot more about him in a short period of time.
And this is the first time in a long time there has not been a whole lot of focus and attention on the Pirates because they've been drafting so high over the past several years. It's been a long time since they've picked as low as 24th, and then they picked 39th overall because of the trade with the Marlins, the Brian Morris deal. The draft continuing today and tomorrow. There's a guy that got a lot of attention, as did he, his #1 picks. 0-2 on Mark Reynolds. And this one fisted towards short. Quick to second and on to first, but not going to get enough on that throw. Walker a slowly roll ball to Mercer. We're talking about a great baseball name. How about the 39th overall pick, Connor Joe, out of the University of San Diego. His numbers, as he was selected as the 39th overall pick. That compensation round, the Pirates traded for that pick last week when they sent Brian Morris to the Marlins.
We got to get a picture of him with no shoes on. Shoeless Joe.
Yeah. So they got a couple of good baseball names. Loesch swings away.
That could change with the look down at third base, Coach Ed Cedar.
Hard to believe that.
He's got 4 RBIs.
Swing away.
Yeah.
Oh, Alvarez.
Their Pirates are not taking the bait.
Wow, he is still swinging away. See if Compton can't make the Brewers pay for this decision. Get a ground ball. Alvarez not budging, despite the fact that Loesch was not bunting.
But a little concerned.
Yeah. Now he squares. Stabs and misses. Loesch has 3 sacrifice bunts this season. .179 average. Bunts it, and Ike Davis started toward the plate and then moved to his right to make the play on to Neil Walker. So with 2 strikes, Loesch gets the sacrifice bunt down.
And kind of a slick little move, backhanded shovel back to Neil Walker. That's not always an automatic successful move, as you see him push the ball back. And, that one was accurate. Looks good when it works right, but it did work right there. You see. And then Neil's got to find the ball and then find the base. So
it wasn't as routine as it should have been.
Yeah, a little more drama than we needed, but it was created by the fact that he bunted the ball so far, so hard.
Now Segura.
And you just want to go step by step by step here. If you are Brandon Compton, you just keep putting zeros up, keep putting zeros up. But he's got a tough customer in Segura.
Out in front 0-2. Mark Reynolds on second thanks to the fielder's choice and bunt. Already a much better start for Compton. last one in LA. Got off to a rocky start and got worse. 11 runs, 10 earned on 11 hits in 3 2/3 innings on Saturday in Los Angeles. Segura hitting over 300 in these situations, men in scoring position. Compton wants to talk with Russell Martin.
Was there extended circumstances? I didn't see the game Saturday about the length of time he stayed in the ball game.
It goes back to what I think you were saying earlier with the Teak, that Clint Hurdle's trying to get some innings out of these guys. Just once in the last 9 games has a starter given Hurdle 6 innings or more.
And sometimes you're just asked to, hey, you go out there, son, you got to stay out there for him. We got to save some arms when it gets to a certain point. Sometimes that becomes a factor.
0-2 and fouled off twice by Segura.
You do this in golf, you got a real problem.
Allegheny Health Network Supermo shows you the double foul.
Yeah, double hits.
Another 0-2 and bounce left side. Alvarez with the runner going past makes the play. Compton 3 scoreless. The Pirates with a 2-0 lead over the Brew Crew. Well, Robbie Smikowski told you about the Pirates' first pick in the draft last night, Cole Tucker. And some video of this lanky shortstop. Neil Huntington said they like how he projects. He's going to fill out. They love his glove, the athletic body. And they think the bat will play. Cole Tucker will get his professional life started, hopefully before too long. He'll sign quickly and begin his career in the minor leagues. Josh Harrison. You can never see the scouting job is maybe the toughest in all of baseball to try and project. It's one thing to project college kids. Josh Harrison, in fact, out of the University of Cincinnati. But to project a high school kid, how his body will fill out, the drive, the heart, the desire. This describes this guy here. He was a 6th round pick of the Cubs 6 years ago. Hit hard, but right at third, and Aramis Ramirez throws high, but Reynolds goes up and gets the toe on the bag as he goes into foul territory.
Another word you can use too, Greg, obsession.
Yep.
And that not only helps you succeed, but not give up. I am going to be a Major League Baseball player. but I'm not going to try to throw the ball like this.
Mark Reynolds has made some, I mean, that's not spectacular, but that's pretty good to go up, get that foot on the bag,
get it out of the way.
The former third baseman, and he played third a lot while Ramirez was on the DL. He's made some outstanding plays over there against Pittsburgh this season. Mark Reynolds, ball one on Neil Walker.
We've heard that he might be the best third baseman on the Brewers team, playing first base tonight.
I love Neil Walker. My man, if anyone can do it, Neil can. Need to continue to work on getting Walker's name on that all-star ballot. He's at last look third in voting behind Chase Utley of the Phillies and the Dodgers' D. Gordon. But Walker's numbers rank up there among second basemen in all of baseball. You see it. First in homers, first in ribbies, first in go-ahead homers. And, you know, I think the underrated part really, and it's flown under the radar, is how well he's played defensively. I asked Clint Hurdle the other day, Steve, is this a gold glove second baseman? And Hurdle cautioned, yeah, it's a couple months, but you'd have to say at this point, yeah, I mean, he made all the plays, just one error. Made a great play the other night to help save a ball game.
And sometimes in the all-star voting scenario, a guy that's having his first career year will not get a lot of votes, but he will be on that team. I'm not saying this is automatic, but you make a good case even if he doesn't get the votes that he should be there.
A lot of work to do. Pirates.com/vote. Get on there and vote as many as 25 times for Neil Walker. One of those Padres games, his home run the other way.
He had some impressive home runs in that big ballpark.
Yeah, tough ballpark to hit home runs in, and he hit an opposite field homer on Tuesday night. And there's a shot, but they have him shifted, and the shortstop Segura behind second takes care of Walker. So Walker, who was shifted on a ball that Chris Davis hit. Davis thought he had a hit up the middle. In the second, Walker made the play.
I thought this ball hit second base. But so why don't we get the bounce that Ramirez got? Was it Ramirez, Ramos? Yeah. So they get the easy help.
Fly ball to left field. Well hit. Back to the wall. Clear the deck. Cannonball coming. Andrew McCutchen with his 7th home run of the season, and he's gone deep 3 times in the last 5 games.
He's back in town. Andrew McCutchen's back in town and goes downtown. What the start Andrew McCutchen has to a homestand. Double home run.
Nothing Pirates as McCutchen homers for the 7th time this season. He might be, as we said earlier, getting one of those really hot June stretches.
Takes the breaking ball, gets under it. Enough lift, enough distance. Loesch looking at it as he gives up home run number 9.
Plenty of distance deep over that left field wall. The Allegheny Health Network Supermo look at the swing of McCutchen. He had gone 32 games straight without hitting a home run. And now he's hit homers in 3 of the last 5 games as Davis pops this ball up. Second baseman makes the play. The man, McCutchen, the home run, 3-0 Pittsburgh. Tuesday, Pirates host the Cubs here at PNC Park. Bid on special game-worn jerseys from that night and purchase VIP bags filled with unique memorabilia like an original Pirates camo hat, autographed baseballs from a current Pirates player and World Series champion, and much more. Proceeds benefit Pirates charities, Wounded Warriors Project, Veterans Leadership Program, and Operation Troop Appreciation this Tuesday night. And you can bid on the phone. You can bid when you get here. The Hall of Fame club, Andrew McCutchen's home run gives the Pirates this 3-0 lead. Kyle Loesch had given up 2 earned runs in his first 15 innings against the Pirates this season on 8 hits. They lead 3-0 through 3 innings on 4 hits.
Back-to-back wins in April 13th and 18th, and coming off a very impressive shutout against the Cubs last time out, as you hear Ryan Braun get introduced. By the way, that shutout against the Cubs, 93 pitches. And a 3-hit whitewashing.
Braun takes a strike. We were talking about Neil Walker in the voting, and that Walker among National League second basemen is 3rd. Well, Braun has dropped out of the top 3. He's now 6th among outfielders. Andrew McCutchen is 4th, so going to get to work on Kutch. 0-2 on Braun. Man, they won it. 3-pitch strikeout of Brian Braun.
A couple of fastballs and a slider off the strike zone, off the outside corner, well off the outside corner, and a very awkward swing. Well, not so far as I thought it was going to be outside, but downstairs. Just looked like he was looking for something else.
Lucroy struck out in the first. Fastball just missing. And that one just missed.
Teaser.
Actually, neither missed. That's a couple of strikes that Compton doesn't get. So instead of being out in front 0-2, he's down in the count 2-0 to Lucroy. And ball lined into center field. And that's what happens. Difference in the count.
Yeah, 2-0 instead of 1-1 or maybe 0-2.
Lucroy takes advantage. So way to get your AT&T fan photos in. Use the hashtag Bucks fan photo via Twitter. We'll show them during our broadcast. The AT&T fan photo. Whatever you're wearing, maybe you've got it in your house. Jolly Roger, you're on the front porch. How do you root for your Buccos? Carlos Gomez takes ball 1.
Going back to that Lucroy thing, this guy's hitting 325. You've got to get your strikes when you throw them. You've got to get them racked up on your side of the ledger. Not hitting 325 at this point in the season by accident.
Well, he's not getting calls at all now. That pitch was a strike as well, we're being told. This ball fouled out of play.
John Tumpain.
Gomez talking to his bat, not happy about it.
What, are we surprised?
That first pitch was not called a strike. This one, fastball up and in. It's this hard to right center field. And this one is off the wall. Gomez into second base. Lucroy chugs into third, close to being out of here. Off the right center field wall. Carlos Gomez, a double.
And that ball left the bat, and all Josh did was go over and get himself in position for a bounce off the wall that he wasn't sure was going to come, as that ball came very close to getting out of here. Safe to say that maybe that ball is well out in Milwaukee.
Good chance, yeah.
He just begs you to dislike him. I mean, he insists on it.
17 doubles. 3-0, so the infield back. Ramos Ramirez a chance to get a ribby with a ground ball. Compton so far in his big league career, after 3 innings, it's been a bit of a trouble spot for him. First 3 innings, an ERA of 1.67. Innings 4+, earned run average balloons to 7.43. Here we are in the 4th.
Strikes out Ryan Braun to start the inning.
Shallow center field. Walker out off his glove. And here comes the throw toward third by Harrison. And it's 3-1.
So a couple of tainted base hits by Ramos Ramirez. The first one hit the bag. This one bounces off Neil Walker's glove. Not the easiest play to make, certainly. He went a long way, but if you get that out, that would have been huge. A long way it came that close. Glove is open just off the edge.
Lucroy scores. Gomez in ahead of the throw. Ramos Ramirez 2 for 2.
Actually, a pretty good job by Pedro Alvarez of not getting tangled up with that throw in from third base. Or you would have had another scenario with Gomez. Who knows what he would have tried to do.
Chris Davis hit into a 4-3 double play to end the 2nd inning. Ball hit the other way, and Harrison over. Makes the catch. This will make it a 3-2 game. Sacrifice fly for Davis. Gomez scores. Ramirez at first with 2 outs. We'll bring up Scooter Jeanette. 5 hits now for the Brewers. Trail by a run. Jeanette singled off of Mercer's glove last inning. Ray Searage continues to keep track. 51 pitches thrown by Compton. We should note, and we don't know whether he was pulled because of any kind of an injury at AAA Indianapolis, but Jeff Locke was scheduled to start tonight for AAA Indianapolis, and he was pulled from that start. He did not make the start. Line to right. Harrison all over the place. First and third. Compton, through those 3 innings, as we said, okay, but now trouble in the 4th. 2 runs in and 4 hits. A line hit to right.
And probably should have mentioned before, but those first 3 innings, he threw some pitches that I thought were hittable that the Brewers didn't get to for whatever reason. So I don't know if he's fortunate to get through some of those, get away with some of those, but they're not missing them here in the 4th. I'm going to talk about that. Maybe a slider that's right here that maybe gets ground ball or pop up, fastball that's in the hitting zone. Sometimes you get away with them, sometimes you don't. He's not getting away with them here.
Barrel Automotive League leader, stat players with the highest career slugging percentage against the Pirates, and here is Mark Reynolds, 686 all time.
Since 1914?
Yeah. Pujols, Bonds, Jack Clark, Jim Edmonds. Reynolds bounced to short his first time up.
We'll never know how the inning would have gone had he maybe gotten a couple calls against Lucroy early on.
Right.
We won't know.
Yep.
But that being said, it didn't happen, so you still have to make pitches. You didn't get them, so you still have to go on, swallow hard, and make pitches.
Martin saves that run.
See, the glove gets turned around, body gets in front of the ball.
Three and one.
This is a very dangerous situation here now.
Now you do have a safety net and Kyle Loesch on deck.
Yeah, but yeah, you're exactly right. But now you're putting all your eggs in one basket.
Runner goes from first, and it's ball four. And the basket comes to the plate, and Kyle Loesch. Second walk for Compton. He walked the leadoff man in this game, Gene Segura.
And right here, right now in the fourth inning, you've got a turning point in this baseball game. You get the out, you keep the lead. They don't get the out, they keep the inning going, they go to the top of their batting order.
Loesch not an automatic out as a pitcher. He's one of the better hitting pitchers, and Compton going to talk with Russell Martin.
And this is when you really have to trust yourself, have confidence in your ability to get the job done, and you're surrounded by opposing base runners. You've had a very difficult fourth inning here, but now you've got a chance to keep it together.
Loesch bunted his last time up. His career batting average is 153. You see he's 2 for 7 lifetime in these situations. The base is loaded. Towards short, Mercer tosses to second for the force.
Huge.
8 men to the plate, 2 score against Compton. Pirates lead 3-2. Ramos Ramirez, a couple of hits. Bucks still lead by 1 run. Greg Brown, Steve Blaster, joined once again by, I think we call him the sixth announcer in the booth. He's with us every year now, Seth Meyers.
Thank you. A 2-year tradition.
Yeah,
Year two of a 2-year
Last time we saw you, you were looking for a job.
And I found one.
Yeah, right.
NBC said they saw the tape of me in the booth with you guys.
That's what did it.
And they said we'd love to have that on late night. So thank you.
Yeah, and we won. I'm sure we won. We're not going to research it, but I'm sure.
Not only did we win, it was the first time in history that the Pirates beat the Oakland A's.
First time in history.
We have it.
I think they'd only played them like 9 times up to that point.
We'll have to research that. Seth.
No, that's not. That's good.
We're going with it. Just go with it.
We're going with it.
We Steve, I think you were on TV with Tim and Seth last year,
Yep.
and then he came over and joined Bob and me on the radio side, and we actually had Seth do a half inning of play-by-play, and it was the longest half inning, I think, of the year. Seth,
Yeah.
do you recall that at all?
It was a terribly long half inning, and it was also a terribly long game because it was a 3-hour rain delay.
That's
we
right.
got out here like 1 in the morning.
Now, that was...
and all Tim did was talk to him about New Hampshire. I mean,
of course,
that's all
right.
we heard was New Hampshire.
Well, Seth Meyers has ties, of course, to the Boston area, but his dad hailed from the Pittsburgh area.
Yep, my dad's from Sliberty. That's what he tells me to call it.
Yep.
East Liberty to the rest of the world.
And you were in last year with your dad, but this year doing some work in Pittsburgh. Huh?
Yeah, we visited the NBC affiliate today, which was one of the things you get to do when you have a television show, and it was great.
Well, the show's going great, Seth. I mean, Steve and I are both huge fans, and it's just it's really fun to watch you do your work. It's really neat. And in fact, we were talking to some guys earlier today. You've started to kind of incorporate some baseball writers on your show. You've had a couple of baseball writers.
We had Jonah Carey on.
As Martin is hit by the pitch.
You're going to find out if there's going to be a fight yet.
Yeah, that'll go on the file.
And Kasia Kennedy, who wrote the P. Rose book, which is a great book that I highly recommend.
Well, obviously, Seth Meyers, a big baseball fan, Red Sox/Pirates fan.
And we had Sean Casey and Kevin Millar came on together, and that was about as much fun as I've had on the show.
They're great. They are. Sean Casey is a Pittsburgh guy, and of course,
so introverted. Sean.
Yeah.
Shy.
It takes a lot to bring him out of his shell.
Well, the show's going great. You enjoying it?
I am. I'm enjoying it more than I thought I would. It's a lot of fun to get to do one every day. With SNL, you get a bad show, it would stay with you the whole week.
Yeah.
Now you just know you get to get out there the next day. It's the difference between like baseball and football.
I was going to say. Exactly.
Yeah, but how do you separate? I mean, you get done with a show, and then how do you sleep? And you're done with that, thinking about how did I do, how did it go, and then you don't really have time. You got another one coming up the next day.
Well, the nice thing about it is you just end up doing, we do the show, we tape at 6:30, it ends, we go home, so I actually have a life, whereas with SNL, you're just always there till midnight. And we just kind of have decided, like, we'll come in the next morning at 9, and we'll deal with that day when that day comes. And so you try not to, like, live too much in how the last show went. You do a lot of these when you host a late night show, so, you just go, it's a volume game, let's try to bring that average up.
Again, a lot like baseball. Here's Tabata.
I'm going to try to use as many baseball analogies as I'm here.
That's really good.
You're right on.
You've done a great job
with it. For the people at home who are frustrated that we're distracting from the game, I want to give them...
But now when you really got it down, you can really continue to state the obvious. That's the real gift.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Bounce back to the mound could be a double play. And it is. Seth, can we keep you for another half inning?
Absolutely. I feel like I was terrible luck, and I want to turn it around. I'm like a guy who wants to stay at a blackjack table.
Seth Meyers.
Deal.
Stay with us. 3-2 Bucks. It's Brandon Compton who gave up the 2 runs in the 4th. Goes after Gene Segura, and we thank Seth Meyers for sticking around for another half inning. He's become he's been a longtime Red Sox fan. He's really, I think, taken to the Pirates. I know you loved the Steelers too growing up too, didn't you?
I'm a huge Steelers.
Yeah.
I've never gone for the Patriots, even though I grew up in New England. That was the thing my dad wouldn't let us.
Good for him.
He wouldn't let us
Good.
give in on the Steelers.
Good
and
for
I was
him.
a huge Pirates fan in the early 90s. I will admit, I fair weathered it a little bit.
Well, the
bandwagon
early
jumper.
90s were good. Early 90s were
yeah,
good.
I was there. I remember my freshman year of college when Sid Bream slid across home plate. I was very upset.
Well, Seth, we had a lot of people, and we're happy to have them on board who jumped onto the bandwagon last year.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, it was electric all year long, and it's starting to play better now, this Pirates club. We saw you at Yankee Stadium. We didn't have a chance to get you. Our sideline reporter, Robbie Smikowski, was going to talk to you during Game 1. It was a doubleheader, makeup doubleheader, and you had to get back to work. But so you're catching some Bucko baseball.
No, it was great. It just happened to be that my parents were in town, and the fact that the Pirates were playing the Yankees was really exciting. I was unfortunately on the losing end of my game, but they won the nightcap.
Do you feel like last year you were the catalyst?
Look, I think a lot of people had something to do with it, but yeah. We're making a list.
You're up there.
I wouldn't want to say Kutch had nothing to do with it.
Yeah, but he's around every day. You know, to get it done in one day.
Yeah, that's true.
There's Kutch.
He gets it done a lot.
Maybe Seth Meyers can help us get Andrew McCutchen and Neil Walker voted into the All-Star game this year. We'll
those would be the two right now. I think that
I think so.
Very fair arguments for both those two.
He's such a. I mean, he's become the face of baseball, Andrew McCutchen. And Neil Walker's kind of coming onto the scene now. He's having such a great year. We were just talking about that about an inning ago. That McCutchen's having a solid year. He's, I think, 4th among outfielders in All-Star balloting. But we need to push him and push Neil Walker. 2-2 on Segura. And Compton takes care of the shortstop of the Brewers.
Who's ahead of Walker? Is it Utley?
Utley.
Okay.
And D. Gordon of the Dodgers.
Oh, yeah, he's good too.
Yeah.
He's got like 35 stolen bases. When that
he
Dodgers series
flies.
against the Pirates, I couldn't believe his stats. I thought I was
Absolutely
reading it wrong.
Hey, Pirate fans are big fans of Ryan Braun.
They
Have you
really
noticed
like
that?
Ryan Braun. No one likes righteous booing more than the sports fan. No one likes to righteously
Entitlement. I bought the ticket.
How dare you, sir? How dare you?
Can you strike out Jimmy Fallon? Could you take him?
Could I strike him out? I think we probably could both strike each other out because I don't think either of us could put a bat on a ball at no matter what speed it was thrown.
I'm going with you.
Thank you.
Because you're here.
I threw out a first pitch at a Red Sox game. I want to say like 2005, 2006.
How'd you do?
My arm still hurts. Just from practicing. It was the worst. It was the most terrifying thing I ever did.
Did the practice help, and did you throw a strike?
I threw a strike-ish.
Were you better than 50 Cent?
I was better than 50 Cent.
Yeah. There's a strike-ish right there to Braun. 1 and 2. Visiting with Seth Meyers.
Strike ability.
I was very lucky because usually, a ball boy or a ball girl is your catcher for those first pitches.
Mercer going to bare hand.
And done.
Got him.
To the delight.
Yes. But I had done some charity stuff for the Red Sox, and Bill Miller came out and caught for me. And I will say, having a professional baseball player, I think he managed to cheat it in. He pitch framed it pretty well.
Good.
Yeah.
He framed it. And what do you think of replay, Seth?
I guess it's okay. I don't have very strong opinion.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like there's any really long ones. It's still more irritating than football.
Yeah, I agree. And that was quick. I went out there and whoever on the bench.
But was it necessary?
Yeah.
Ryan once again endears himself to the Pirate fans by declaring himself safe.
It's even now that the worst part is this strange conversation where the umpire knows the manager's coming out to buy time. So it's not like an old argument where
they get along better.
Yeah.
And so that it was almost kind of the charm of baseball. I guess it was the charm of baseball is to have those arguments.
which never were turned over.
No, that's
so
true.
That was a waste of time.
It was a waste of time. It was just entertaining.
Right.
The arguing was kind of fun.
I'm concerned where the stories are going to be. You know,
yes.
if we sterilize it too much. It's fact of life. It's here.
Lucroy, as Compton's trying to have a 1-2-3 inning after the rough fourth. Lucroy has struck out, singled, and scored. Pirates scoring 2 in the first, another in the third on the McCutchen homer. To right, and there's Harrison. Seth, we can't thank you enough.
Thank you, guys. Great seeing you. If Gregory Polanco's not here the next time I'm back, I'm blaming you guys.
if he's not here, it's you.
Okay.
We'll see Seth Meyers sometime next year, I hope. September, maybe?
You bet, September.
Taking off.
Has really picked it up since May the 9th. His last 20 games hitting .306, 7 extra base hits, 5 RBIs, and a .795 OPS, far exceeding his production from his first 31 games of the season. Jordy Mercer.
And he's leading off. He's leading off, right?
Jordy Mercer leading off an inning. See it a lot of times, Steve, that you've got a sponsored element. You're promoting a certain player, and he happens to lead off that inning.
Well, if you have good people doing this show, it happens.
That's right.
Good things happen to good people.
Good things.
Good thoughts.
Thanks to Seth Meyers. He is such a down-to-earth. He's got to root for. He really is.
And he can take Jimmy from him.
No. Mercer, and then Compton spot. There's a fly ball hit well to left field, nearing the wall. And Mercer me! He homers his third of the season, 4-2 Pittsburgh.
Those guys in the truck, they have this down. The drama just keeps on coming.
How many times do you see, you talk about a guy's Lowe's home improvement, he hits a home run.
Especially leading off. It's a rhythm. It's a flow. Center cut.
Now his turnaround has been dramatic, especially since Clint Hurdle sat him down for a couple days. He returned Saturday against the Dodgers, had a couple of hits. And had the career game against the Padres. Just enough distance for Jordy Mercer. And she almost made the catch. She drops the phone. Ball 4. How about that? Kyle Loesch had not walked a batter since May the 16th, and he walks the pitcher following the Mercer home run.
And that's an angry reaction. The home run hit by the number 8 guy in the lineup. You know, whether the guy is hot or he's not, you don't like that, and it carries over to your concentration with your mound opponent.
33 2/3 innings without allowing a free pass. Now Josh Harrison takes ball 1. Harrison has singled, an infield hit, and bounced to third. Jordy Mercer leads off with the home run. He has a 5-game hitting streak. He homered, you'll remember, Monday night in San Diego. That started his 4-for-5 night, scoring 4 runs. Stays 0-2 on Harrison. Tonight, 1 for 2. And Harrison 1 for 2. Pirates with 5 hits. They've made them count. Loesch came in 7-1, 2.60 ERA, the 8th lowest earned run average in the National League.
June 6th. His last loss was April 1st.
Harrison hustling down the line, and he is retired on a nice play by Loesch. And let's go to the studio for a game break. Oh, that is incredible. Incredible.
Got a nice ring to it.
It sure does. Cardinals have lost 7 of their last 10 games going into that game. Thanks to Rob King. That game break. The Reds are trailing the Phillies, by the way, 4-0. The Pirates started the day a half game up on the Reds. Neil Walker with a runner at second. Takes strike 1. Nice birthday present.
I had a birthday in April.
Well, it could have been Clint Barmas too, huh?
Yeah.
0-2 on Walker.
Shed no tears for the Cardinals. Shed tears for the Tampa Bay Rays. Did they break out of their 10-game losing streak?
No, they going into tonight's game have lost 10 in a row. They're beating Seattle at the moment in the 6th inning, 1-0. 0-2 on Walker. Walker's hit the ball hard a couple of times. He lined out to Ramos Ramirez on a 3-2 pitch in the first inning, and then was beaten by the shift. Gene Segura playing him up the middle. Still 0-2 on Walker. 34 RBIs on the year. You do have a pitcher running at second, so a base hit, no guarantees. Off speed pitch, 1-2. Compton walked. Wasted another one. Fastball stays 1-2.
Early in the ball game about Loesch, everything downstairs, all the pitches, and you see by that rib definition that's exactly where he's been working. But he has gotten a couple upstairs, one to Andrew, one to Mercer.
And to center field, a base hit. Nick Lada going to wave home Compton, and Gomez will throw toward the plate, and it'll be late, and Walker will go to second base. Walker drives in the run, goes to second on the throw, and it's 5-2 Pirates.
Well, a lot of stuff going on there. First of all, Loesch gets the ball way upstairs. Way upstairs. Check it out. Up over the strike zone. He pays the price. And Mr. Compton comes all the way around. Not an issue as they take a shot at our pitcher running the bases. Not even close, so it costs them 90 feet. And those 90 feet belong to Neil Walker at second base. Runs better than I do, too.
First time Kyle Loesch has given up as many as 5 runs in a game. In fact, it's the most runs he's allowed since giving up 7 against the Cubs September 16th last year. Walker sees that throw going all the way to the plate and takes advantage. Base hit can get the Pirates another run.
Keep it going.
Ground ball broken back. Backhanded Segura. Throws to first, and a nice play to get McCutchen. McCutchen, who had doubled in a run and homered, is retired on the backhand play on the broken bat ground ball to Segura. Walker moves to third.
You know, they keep track of everything, Greg. The Pirates, I think I read in the notes today, something like 22-6 when they score 4 or more runs.
A magic number for them. Yeah. Davis swings at the first pitch. And going to be out of play. We're just talking about how batters try and give the pitcher a little extra time to rest, even when he's not running the bases. And Compton, scoring on the base hit, is winded, so hoping this at bat by Davis gets extended a bit.
He's young and strong.
To center field, Gomez. And the Pirates get a leadoff home run from Jordy Mercer, and then Brandon Compton, who scored on a Neil Walker base hit.
Pirates Baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by Angry Orchard Hard Cider. Branch out. By Barrel Automotive. We're driven to be better. And by Levin Furniture, proudly featuring solid wood American-made Amish furniture. For furniture that lasts, shop Levin. Let's go Bucks!
MLB.TV Premium, the #1 live streaming sports service, celebrating 12 years. Join the millions of subscribers. Watch every out-of-market game live in true HD on over 400 devices. Visit Pirates.com for details. On a beautiful night in Pittsburgh, the start of a 7-game homestand. Jordy Mercer's home run. It's the Pirates, their 4th run of the game. And then later, Neil Walker singled home Brandon Compton. Take a 5-2 lead. Hits even at 6 apiece. How about the bounce back 5th inning for Compton after laboring in the 4th? 8 men came to the plate. 2 runs scored. He walked a man, allowed 4 hits in that 4th inning, as the Brewers had cut the lead to 3-2, and then he had that 1-2-3 5th. Now in the 6th, Carlos Gomez, who doubled off the right center field wall, leads off and lines this into left. Ripped it. A 2-0 pitch.
There's a couple people that would really like to get Brandon Compton through the 6th inning. Clint Hurdle and Brandon Compton. It looks like they're getting busy out there.
Ramos Ramirez, 2 for 2. Just back earlier in the week. Missing time on the disabled list.
About 3 weeks.
Yeah, returned 3 days ago.
He's been very fortunate tonight. Base hit off the base, base hit off the glove.
Runner goes, and it's tapped toward third. Gomez at second with 1 out.
And what that does, that okay, it costs you 90 feet, but you got an out, so you don't have this thing starting to snowball right with the base hit to start the inning, and you get on the other side of a Ramos Ramirez as you watch Justin Wilson.
You'd love to see Compton give Hurdle and Ray Searage 6. Pirates haven't had a starter go as many as 6 innings since the 26th of May. And that's a base hit that will bring home Gomez. Chris Davis, the base hit, makes it 5-3.
Might have been a broken bat, but that doesn't matter. Just got enough to get it over the head of Pedro Alvarez, and that made it easy. Didn't get a lot of it. Right off the handle, but he fights it off. One of our runs scored with that type of a base hit. Brewers very quickly get to within 2.
So Martin maybe buying Justin Wilson some time here. Clint Hurdle checking with Euclides Rojas, the bullpen coach, seeing if Wilson is ready. Left-handed hitting Scooter Gennett coming to the plate. Have some fun in the sun with your Buccos and a summer 6-pack. Choose 6 Pirates games throughout the summer. Guarantee your seats for sold-out games. Packages start as low as $96 each. To get your summer 6-pack, go to pirates.com/summer. That is going to be it for Compton. He goes 5 1/3, gives up 3 runs and 8 hits, and responsible for that runner at first base. So not as many innings as he would have liked. A better start. He was won over the weekend Saturday in LA, and he leaves with a lead. Welker underwent Tommy John surgery yesterday. Dr. James Andrews performed that surgery, ligament replacement surgery of the right pitching elbow, and expected to miss 12 to 18 months. Welker, who had been traded last summer to the Twins for Justin Morneau in August, and the Pirates reacquired him for minor league pitcher Chris Johnson.
Well, it certainly will be a long rehab, but he'll probably be throwing harder when he gets back to pitching.
Made his big league debut with the Pirates last season. Best of luck to Duke Welker, and now Justin Wilson takes over for Compton and faces Scooter Gennett. Strike one.
The resume for Justin is he makes appearance number 25. And then once again, Clinton Hurdle looking for 3 2/3 innings of tight work out of his bullpen.
Popped up. Third baseman Alvarez backpedals. And in foul territory, puts it away.
They go back there very quickly, keeping his legs underneath him. You know, more and more recently, we have been seeing what we saw most of what really helped the Pirates last year. Extended, outstanding work out of the bullpen. In these kind of situations, when you get your starters going 5 plus, maybe 6.
Clint Hurdle was very, very enthusiastic a little over a week ago when he announced that Jason Grilli was back in that closer's role for the 9th inning, because that set up the pecking order. Melanson for the 8th, Watson in the 7th, Wilson and Hughes in the 6th or even 5th. Ball one on Mark Reynolds.
But you don't want that every night. Get a breather. Some starters going 7 innings.
It has been a while, as we said, those starters, even 6, let alone 7. Reynolds takes the ball off his foot. Bounced into a forced play and walked against Compton. Davis, the RBI single now with 25 RBIs. 26 make it. The sacrifice fly in the 4th of the season. Wilson pitched a scoreless inning on Monday night in San Diego. Ball, 1 strike.
There is some quickness on that fastball, 95 miles an hour, and that just exploded out of his hand. That just jumped out of his hand. Still hard to explain. There are some 95 mile an hour fastballs that are fast enough, and other ones seem to have that finish, that jump at you. That one did.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Runner goes. Taken for a ball and no throw. Well, Davis guessed right. There would be no throw over to first, and he picks up his first stolen base.
Take that risk. You guess right. It's that easy.
Two and 2 on Reynolds. Another strikeout for Justin Wilson. Closes the book on Compton. 5-3 Pirates. Brewers. I notice we have not talked. We haven't heard from Robbie and Smikowski in a long time. Anybody know where Robbie? There he is.
Yeah. Well, you spent an inning talking to Seth Meyers. I'm hanging out here. It's singles night out here in the deck in left field.
We see that.
And everybody's pretty safe to say everybody's having a good time here tonight. Now, these fans here, $25 include $10 in concession vouchers, pregame party. A little bit of fun, or in this case, a lot of fun. They've been mingling for a long time, and big Pirate fans, and not a bad seating chart here, right, Greg?
I'd say so, Robbie. Well done.
Yeah.
Everybody having a good time except you, huh, Rob?
I don't know. Have we had any matches tonight yet? No, not yet, but we're well on our way to it.
Are they all having fun, though?
We have any potentials here? All right, we got one right here. Maybe, you know, one day, you know how they do those wedding proposals at the ballpark? Maybe, you know, we could say we knew when they meet tonight here at singles night on the deck in left field.
Indeed. Russell Martin with a base hit.
Speaking of singles.
Where's Seth Meyers when you need it? Seth! You gotta find Seth Meyers, please, for that line. We have a new writer for Seth Meyers. Very well done. Speaking of singles. Russell Martin on base 3 straight times. And now Alvarez. I guess we'll talk to Robbie tomorrow, huh?
Yeah, if you want. Yeah. Robbie's having a good time.
McCutchen hit the home run in the third, doubled in the first run of the ball game, and then scored on a Martin single. And the fifth inning, Mercer homered. Walker singled home Compton. And now the Pirates trying to add here in the sixth. And Martin aboard and Alvarez 0 for 2.
You think Robbie asked for that assignment?
Yes.
Check out that section of fans.
Well, Robbie was there.
I think they sent him out to the minor leagues. They sent him to the Salt and Pepper League for season.
He's been optioned. That's not an option. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Alvarez. He's twice hit the ball to the right side. Second baseman Scooter Gennett. 2-2.
Good block by Lucroy. Really, when he first came up, was really known a lot for his hitting, and he's become very accomplished in all aspects of his game. Become a fine catcher and sporting that close to 330 batting average currently.
Popped up and out of play. Now Loesch is due up first in the top of the 7th inning, but he's now at the 90 pitch mark. Tyler Thornburg loosens in the bullpen for Milwaukee. Nobody out. Liner toward left center field. A base hit for the ball. Martin will go to third.
Good read by Russell Martin.
Davis playing deep in left, and Alvarez lines it the other way. First and third, nobody out. And that might be spelling the end of Loesch's night.
Down and in, and Brewer just gets the hands down and in himself and just pushes it off to left field. Been seeing a good bit of that this year.
Alvarez, a modest 5-game hitting streak as Martin pulls into third. Ron Renicky will let Loesch try and get Tabata. Thornburg about ready. Former Pirate Lee Tunnel out there. Bullpen coach chopped toward third, foul. Tabata has lined back to the mound and hit into a 1-6-3 double play.
This kind of situation, you're 2 runs up on a good hitting team. You don't feel real secure, but you could break this game open. There's nobody out. You don't want 1 run in this half inning. You want a bunch.
Inning 2, we always point out, with 2 strikes, maybe not as essential for that right side of the infield to be wide open for Tabata. Now he's probably in protect mode, but it's Tabata's game going the other way, and he's been doing that a lot recently as he takes a ball. Tabata quietly hitting .350 over his last 27 games. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And a pop up to shallow right field. That's going to drop in. RBI single. Little wedge shot for Tabata. Martin trots home, and the Pirates lead it 6-3.
They had a little drop shot like that over the head of Pedro Alvarez. We return the favor, and the great thing, you keep this going. No outs. You just keep it going and keep it going. And speaking of going, Kyle Loesch is going.
Tabata the other way. A base hit that brings home Martin. Alvarez to second. And Kyle Loesch has his shortest outing since he went 5 innings against the Philadelphia Phillies in just his 2nd start of the season. That night he gave up 3 runs in 5 innings. He's already given up 6 runs in 5+. We'll be back. Never clear. Be careful what you ask for. Yeah, if you're somebody on that bench, be careful. As Loesch fires his glove that way. Leaves with 2 on. He's given up 6. Ricky Weeks takes over at second base in the double switch. We said the pitcher spot, which is now Weeks's, will be due up first next inning, and Tyler Thornburg takes over.
Good work out of the bullpen. Good numbers. 28 innings, 26 strikeouts, but a lot of free passes, 17 walks. It's a bigger number than he would like to have in that column.
Jordy Mercer 1 for 2 tonight. That home run his last time up. He now has 10 hits in his last 19 at bats. For his last 5 games. Season average up to 230 now.
Interesting that Tabata is the one that creates the exit for Loesch, continuing his good numbers.
Two balls, no strikes.
Jordy wanted another one.
Russell Martin, productive night. 2 for 2, RBI, run scored.
Maybe that control issue is going to come to bear. I was watching the games in San Diego, and I thought John Wayne made a very good comment. It looked like Mercer was getting quicker and tighter and shorter with his swing, and that's all 3 positives. Bearing fruit.
Jeff Branson, Pirates hitting coach, pleased with what he's seen from Mercer. Jumps on that pitch, but it's going to be into the seats. Foul ball. This in the 5th inning against Kyle Loesch. Loesch would give up 2 home runs on the night. McCutchen in the 3rd, and Mercer led off the 5th. Out of play. Mercer's had a long way to go in terms of getting that average up to respectability and still working on it, but what he's done in the last 5 games has been awfully impressive. He was batting 190 on Saturday morning before that game against the Dodgers. From 190 to 230 in 5 games. And up the middle, a base hit for Mercer. Another run will score. 7-3 Buccos.
And this is what you do. You keep it going. You keep it going. Still, nobody out. Downstairs, right back through the middle, right through the wicket, into center field, and the Pirates add on. Keep kicking the can down the street.
No problem for Alvarez. Base hit right up the middle for Jordy Mercer. What a week for the Pirates shortstop. Less than a week. Now Snyder bats for Wilson. Travis Snyder takes ball 1. 7 runs against Loesch, and still responsible for Tabata. He gave up 7 runs September 6th last year against the Cubs. The book still not closed on Loesch.
And let's not forget about the job that Justin Wilson came in and did, because it was a 2-run ball game and things could have gotten out of hand. So 2 outs that were needed, 2 outs that were delivered by Justin Wilson. Faced 2 batters, got them both. Finished up his night with a strikeout and a tidy little piece of work for Justin.
Brandon Compton, thankful for that. 5 1/3, 3 runs thanks to Wilson's work. And that is a ball, and it's 3-0. Four-pitch walk. Boat full of bucks and still nobody out. Here comes Ron Renicky. A message perhaps to be delivered to Thornburg.
This looks like a one-way conversation that you sometimes see managers having. Whether he's not happy or whether he's just going out and say, hey, you got to give us some mileage here. Regardless of what happens, take a look at that bullpen, son. You're going to be out here for a while.
Now Josh Harrison. Infield at double play depth. Ball 1.
I don't know what's going to happen. This is kind of a juicy at bat for Josh Harrison because he got a guy out there who's struggling to throw strikes, got the bases loaded. He knows he's going to be out there a while. You could get something real nice to take a whack at.
In the dirt, and Thornburg having all kinds of trouble. Steve talked about the control issues for this reliever. Tabata at third still is Loesch's responsibility. Mercer, the RBI single now at second, and Snyder, the 4-pitch walk.
Well, now 18 walks in some 29 innings. That's too high a ratio. This could be sweet for Josh right here. Or it could be risky and scary.
3-0. 7 straight pitches out of the zone.
Thornburg has done a good job. You saw the ERA of 2.83.
Four-pitch walk, RBI Harrison. Pirates open up an 8-3 lead as Tabata scores to close the book on Loesch. Matches a career high, giving up 8 runs in a ball game. Last time that happened, August 23rd, 2011. And still nobody out. Back-to-back walks. And now Neil Walker.
So far, so good. In front of a huge crowd here on Friday night to start the homestand. Again, nothing determined yet, but we're liking what we see for sure. And we could see more.
Walker has thrived in bases loaded situations in his career. He can make this game a laugher with one big swing.
Yep, he's looking at an 0-2 count.
Pretty good 2-strike hitter, but not here. Thornburg gets him. After Thornburg walked back-to-back hitters on 8 pitches, he strikes out Walker on 3.
The splitter, something went downstairs. Good looking pitch from Thornburg. As he tries to right the ship.
Well, game has not gotten out of hand yet for the Brewers. If Thornburg can get McCutchen to hit into a double play.
Yeah, not out of hand, but out on the fingertips.
McCutchen, no career grand slams. He has homered tonight.
Pulled the string on him. Andrew looking to do big damage here. Super Bowl trying to slow Andrew down a little bit, perhaps.
One ball, one strike.
It would be fun right now to see Andrew catch the gap in left center field out toward the 410 sign. Bases loaded triples are so much fun to watch.
Strike call. 1-2.
Borderline pitch goes Thornburg's way.
McCutchen 0 for 5 this season in bases loaded situations. Two and two. Tonight, the Bucco center fielder has doubled in a run, homered, and bounced to short. Mercer, Snyder, and Harrison the runners. Whoa. Came up empty. Back-to-back strikeouts.
Sometimes you wonder, in these kind of scenarios, nobody out, everything just set up perfectly. Sometimes you get too anxious, you get too greedy, try to do too much, and that expression on Andrew's face might lend itself in that direction. Just think we're on this roll, we can do anything, and just maybe overswinging or trying to do too much, perhaps. Or perhaps just chalk it up to pitcher finding throwing some good pitches.
Mike Davis 0 for 3 and hitless in his last 17 at bats. Tonight he's lined out to right, popped to second, and flied to center. 2 of those grand slams coming this year.
Well, you like the 5-run lead, but you'll not have a good taste in your mouth if you leave the bases loaded with nobody out and don't do any more damage. But you might get some help with control issues.
9th man to bat in the inning. All 3. What do you think Ross Morgan's thinking?
Ross Morgan is thinking, hit a grand slam or end the inning, so maybe I can rehydrate.
Ball 4, another run in. 3 walks for Thornburg, facing 6 batters. It's the second bases loaded walk of the inning, as Mercer scores to make it 9-3. And back to Russell Martin, who started this inning off with his base hit to right field off Kyle Loesch. Towards center field, Gomez toward the warning track, nearing the wall! Off the top of the wall! This will bring home 3. Russell Martin makes it a 12-3 Pirates lead in the 6th.
That's like a Russell Martini. A lot of carry, and that's what you call clearing the deck. Right there in the wheelhouse. Didn't miss much. Being a grand slam. Right off that support post, and it gives it a good deflection. Makes it easy for everybody to come around. We got a laugher.
4 RBI night for Martin. Now Alvarez, 12 runs on 11 hits for the Pirates. Martin has been in the middle of it all. Ball and a strike on Alvarez. He singled this inning. 7-run 6th.
What a statement to make.
Yeah, to start this series.
In front of a huge crowd.
This match is a season high in runs for the Pirates. He also scored a dozen against the Cardinals on April the 4th. 175 career doubles now for Russell Martin.
Always good when any Pittsburgh team scores a touchdown. Pirates with a touchdown here in the bottom of the 6th.
It is.
Yep.
Wow. Thornburg walks another. Let's go to the studio again. Rob King with another game break. Very good, Rob. 2-1 Toronto as the Pirates look to creep closer to the Cardinals. Brewers fans aren't real happy. Pirates started the day 2 back of St. Louis in the Central, 7 behind the first place Brewers. And Cincinnati is being shut out by Cole Hamels 4-0 in the bottom of the 7th.
Gained a lot of ground on a lot of people. Or gained some ground on a lot of people.
Now they can still be friends. That's good. On top of them. Thornburg threw 2 innings 3 days ago against the Twins. Threw 32 pitches. This inning he's thrown 35. And there's a base hit up the middle. And Russell Martin will be waved home. And the Pirates have a season high 13 runs in a laugher against the Brewers. Tabata with his second hit of the inning. Right up the middle. He has 2 RBIs in the frame. Pirates have scored 8 here in the 6th. And Mercer, who singled in a run earlier. An inning that He's working on a half hour and counting.
And the Pirates, who came into this game 2-8 against the Brewers, are trying to perform an exorcism.
Well, eventually, Ron Renicky says, I can't have this guy suffer any longer. Got to get somebody up. Wei Chung Wang is up in the bullpen now for Milwaukee. Roll 5 pick for the Pirates over the winter. Mercer didn't want to, but did. 1-2. Runs on a dozen hits tonight.
Big number and efficient.
Ground ball to short. 6-4. It comes to an end. 8 runs on the board. 13-3 Pittsburgh.
The authority of the Pittsburgh Pirates and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Pittsburgh Pirates.
A laugher, 13-3. On to the 7th inning. Don't forget about Fan Jam kicks off tomorrow. 4:05 first pitch against the Brewers. And then after the game, the Goo Goo Dolls perform live in concert. See the Goo Goo Dolls perform all their hits tomorrow after the 4:05 game. For tickets, go to pirates.com/concerts.
Well, Travis Snyder stays in the ballgame to play right. Previous right fielder, Josh Harrison, moves to left. And Jean-Marie Gomez coming in to protect this 10-run lead. They work to Ricky Weeks. Numbers for Jean-Marie are right there. Certainly priority one. You want to fill up the zone with a lot of strikes. Get the 10-run lead. You can't get all 9 of these outs at once, so just step by step, just try to keep your approach pretty much the same as you always do, with the emphasis on strikes. Good start.
Weeks retired on the ground ball to Mercer.
They're still having a good time.
Yeah, the guy just said go Pirates, so the Pirates are converting Brewers fans tonight.
Speaking of good times.
Last time the Pirates scored 8 runs in an inning, August 12, 2012, against the Padres in the bottom of the 4th. And just a reminder, as you enjoy a cold one, to look forward to Miller Time later in tonight's game, brought to you by Miller Lite. Gene Segura takes a strike. Most Brewers fans,
some not so happy as others,
miserable,
but still made the trip.
Dave and Jane Young made the trip from England. They have become Pirates fans the last couple of years. Make their way in to the States once a year, and they are here tonight. Dave and Jane Young from the Liverpool, England area.
We know some folks that have a history from that area. The Beatles.
Yes. They said they watch all the games, Steve.
That's serious, serious stuff.
They said we're good blokes.
Good. We can join them for a pint after.
Yes. Tom and Karen Hoffman hosted them here today. Tom and Karen have been longtime Pirates season ticket holders. 2-2 on Segura. Gomez strikes him out. 2 away with the Pirates comfortably in front. AT&T fan photo. Keep them coming. Hashtag Bucks fan photo. We got some folks here from singles night. And Robbie.
Where's Robbie?
No, I told you we'd talk to him tomorrow.
Okay.
He's gone. He gone. Ryan Braun to the plate. Pirates have kept him in check. Braun 0 for 3 tonight. 9 homers on the year, 30 RBIs, 220 career home runs. 3rd on the all-time list for the Brewers. Fouled off to the right. 4th on the all-time Brewers RBI list. And trying to make a statement this season after being suspended for steroid implications last year, part of the biogenesis investigation. Suspended July 22nd last year for the rest of the season. Spent some time on the disabled list recently with an oblique strain. Two years ago, led the National League with 41 homers, drove in 112. 5 straight seasons of 100 or more RBIs. Lines this to right. 2-out single. And the Patriots don't like that.
Sounds like we're in Augusta for the Masters. You don't call them fans down there, they're patrons.
Well, booing Braun is becoming a tradition unlike any other. Jonathan Lucroy.
There you have it.
1 for 3.
Did you water the azaleas here in the booth?
I think it's too warm to have any plants growing in this booth. Oh my goodness, do we have the heater going on?
Oh, it feels great.
Zach, help us out here, my friend. Jeez. Wow. Line to center. McCutcheon over, and he's there. 7th inning stretch here in front of a big crowd on a Friday night. Enjoying their Buccos taking it to
The 2011 first-year player draft, the Pittsburgh Pirates select Garrett Cole, right-handed pitcher from UCLA.
Yep. Garrett Cole, 2011 first pick. 2011 draft. On this day in Pirates history, brought to you by Day Automotive. June 6, 2011. Garrett Cole has been solid this year, his first full season. Watching tonight as the Pirates offense explodes. Now the left-hander that we talked about coming on in relief, Ray Chen Wong, who was a Rule 5 pick by the Brewers from the Pirates roster, 40-man roster, and it means he has to stay up in the big leagues all year long or else be subject to the waivers. And tough for a team, Steve. It rarely happens that a team that is contending keeps a guy like this on its roster all year. I think already a little bit of an upset that he's been here this long. Martin Maldonado is the new catcher. It's hard to envision that he would be here all year long. Irving Falou is the new second baseman. Third baseman, my apologies. 0-1 on Snyder. Usually teams that are kind of rebuilding, we've seen this over the years with the Pirates when they grab Rule 5 players, either pitchers or position players. You can afford to use them a little bit more than a club that is really contending. A luxury more than anything to have an extra guy in the bullpen that really only comes in these situations.
Yep. 21-year-old Taiwanese.
That in the Allegheny, huh?
That would be scary to me.
Bouncing ball, Weeks. Backhand on the first, and an infield hit for Snyder.
Things going away the way of the Buccaneers tonight. Weeks just had to go too far. Didn't have any time to set himself. Good hustle by Travis. Hit number 13.
Josh Harrison has scored a couple runs. Now playing left field. One and one. Up there in all its glory.
What has turned out to be a rather cool evening.
To left, and a diving catch. A little late start for Davis, but he made up for it with an excellent play, robbing Harrison of a hit. Take another look. Allegheny Health Network Supermo. A late start and a great finish.
There's one of those justified dives.
Strike is called on Neil Walker, now batting right-handed. By the way, I think it's 75 degrees, a perfect night here.
Yep. Certainly no need for air conditioning on a pleasant night like this. But we have plenty of it.
0-2 the count. It's unbelievable. Go ahead, turn off the AC. It's incredible.
Straight down. Straight down.
Go ahead, Zach. Turn it off. You keep going back there. It's incredible.
What's incredible?
Well, are you cold? Are you cold? You want your jacket?
Of course not.
And Walker to left. Davis playing a deep left, and he'll just play it on the hop. Help support Pirates charities, the Wounded Warriors Project, Veterans Leadership Program, and Operation Troop Appreciation during this year's Pirates Charities on Root Sports Auction. Tune in Tuesday night. Purchase VIP bags and bid on the Pirates game-worn jerseys from Tuesday night. Proceeds benefit Pirates charities and local military support groups in their efforts to assist veterans and our returning troops. That's Tuesday night. Military personnel on hand here. On this, the 70th anniversary of D-Day. Normandy invasion. One ball, no strikes. On Andrew McCutchen. On this day 70 years ago, Pirates did not play, nor did the other teams in baseball. 8 games were scheduled to be played on June the 6th, 1944. To know the count on McCutchen. Off the end of the bat. Should be something like 80, I think 83 degrees tomorrow for a high. Did you hear that?
Yeah, it'd be great.
Be chilly.
No, just trying to present a professional kind of a look. Major League Baseball game.
Zach, really, if Steve is cold, we can go ahead and crank it back up to 85.
I don't mind the air conditioning, but all the jets are coming straight down.
Jets?
Yeah. That's where the air conditioning comes from.
A little stream of cool air, the jets.
It's all relative, Greg. I've been here for the last 10 years.
What does that have to do with it?
10 days, I meant.
What?
You've been out on the West Coast.
What in the world? 10 years.
I meant 10 days. I've been here monitoring the weather.
Look at that. Now that's a man who's enjoying a summer's evening. Short sleeves, no jacket required tonight. And to center. For the second out. McCutchen with a couple of hits in 5 at-bats. Now Gabby Sanchez will pinch hit for Ike Davis. Ike Davis was 0 for 3 with a walk, an RBI. Bases loaded, free pass. Davis picking up his 19th RBI with that bases loaded walk in the 6th, an 8-run 6th inning to put this game away. Toronto leading St. Louis 2-1 8th inning. 0-2 on Sanchez. Phillies shutting out Cincinnati 4-0.
Comfortable look in the Pirate dugout. Some of the guys wearing jackets. Sleever.
Some are wearing
different things.
Yeah, parrot hats.
Are you a parrot head? Are you a Jimmy Buffett fan?
Yeah, okay. I'm not a fanatic. How about you?
Yeah, I like some of this stuff. I like the fact that he's a pretty good businessman, all things considered. Yeah. Don't see him dressed up too much.
Sanchez chases. Buccos lead at 13-3.
clown around the whole rest of the night. Greg and Steve, I'm sure he'll be happy to know that. But I want to talk about now is Gregory Polanco, who's batted leadoff for the last 6 games for the Indianapolis Indians. And boy, has he put up some outstanding numbers. He's batting .406. He's got 2 doubles, 4 stolen bases, and 10 runs. He's been real good. So I asked Neil Huntington about that, and he said they ultimately don't ever want to ask guys at the big league level to do things they've never done at all or in the recent past in the minor leagues. So as they look at the lineup construction with Clint Hurdle, Gregory does a great job of getting on base. He can draw walks, and he can steal bases, as we see what he's done in his 6 games in a leadoff position. So as they look down the road, they want him to get some exposure and comfort in that spot. They don't want him to do anything differently, like drop bunts or become a guy that slaps the ball around. They want him to hit as he hits and be himself as they work toward getting him to Pittsburgh at some point. We don't know when that will be, obviously, but we do know he should be here at some point.
Probably pretty soon. Starling Marte is in center. Changes. Gabby Sanchez stays in. He's at first. Casey Sadler now pitching for the Pirates.
Called up from AAA Indianapolis on Sunday. He was 6-1 with an ERA just over 2.5. 8 starts.
Jeanmar Gomez pitches a scoreless 7. Logan Schaefer batting now. And the pinch hitter with a fly ball to left. There's Harrison, still going back, makes the catch. Now, Irving Falou from Carolina, Puerto Rico, turned 31 years old today.
Name of that town sound familiar to Pirate fans?
Should, huh?
The town of Roberto Clemente.
Falou, who wears, no surprise, number 21. And a dribbler and a fair ball. Russell Martin goes to first. Out recorded.
Russell was able to get to it before it went over the chalk.
Ron Renicky is checking in with John Tumpain, and you say, well, why? I mean, it's a 13-3 game, but he's probably backing up his player, a young player, Falou. Two outs.
Much reason for Russell Martin to smile tonight.
35,544 the paid attendance here. Fan jam tomorrow. Kids Sunday, and then the Cubs are in. Tomorrow afternoon, Edinson Volquez against Matt Garza. And then Sunday, Charlie Morton against Giovanni Gallardo. And the Pirates have not told us who will be pitching in the Cubs series. And as we said earlier, curious that in Indianapolis or in Syracuse, the Pirates AAA affiliate, the Indianapolis Indians, playing in Syracuse, New York tonight. They did not start Jeff Locke, who was scheduled and was scratched. 3-0 the count. Chris Davis, 3-1 count. Popped up. Gabby Sanchez over, going to be out of play. Davis sacrifice fly in the 4th inning. Brought in Carlos Gomez. who had doubled. Gomez scoring the second run that made it a 3-2 ball game, but the Pirates scored 2 in the 5th. Even though the Brewers picked up a run in the 6th inning. An 8-run bottom half of the 6th. Making this one the laugher we've been talking about for a couple of innings. Jordy Mercer, big part of this offense. 13 runs, 14 hits, and Russell Martin on base all 4 times, 4 RBIs. And Davis draws a 2-out walk. Kids Day Sunday, June 8th, as the Buccos and Brewers meet. 1:35. All kids 14 and younger will get a Russell Martin poster thanks to Trib Total Media. Come early for the #1 Cochran Family Fun Zone on Federal Street. And after the game, kids can run the bases, presented by Kennywood. For tickets, go to pirates.com. Russell Martin posters to the kids on Sunday. Martin Maldonado. Fans did not forget Maldonado's part in that little melee last time the Brewers were in town. He was eventually suspended. Sucker punching Travis Snyder.
Mr. Cole has some memories of that afternoon.
Casey Sadler looking to put a 0 on the board. As Steve said, recalled from Indy. Second go-round with the Pirates, and he gets a strikeout. Scoreless 8th. Pirates will come to bat for presumably the last time tonight, leading 13-3.
This morning, the kind of cold where your car won't start and your heart won't go. They hit a water.
Charlie Morton showing off his musical side on this week's Inside Pirates Baseball. See Charlie sing and play the guitar for us, and much more from your Buccos. New Inside Pirates Baseball presented by Allegheny Health Network tonight after postgame on Root Sports. Charlie Morton, Ray Searage, Pirates pitching coach. Logan Schaefer stays in the game. And he is in center. Russell Martin.
I think we're in a mode where both teams trying to get this one to the finish line.
Last 4 RBI game for Russell Martin, June 5th, 2012. The Yankees. Looking for his 4th hit. Off walk, so Russell Martin on board again. 5 times to the plate. He has reached Nissan Road ahead. Matt Garza tomorrow afternoon against Edinson Volquez, and then the series concludes Sunday. Charlie Morton against Giovanni Gallardo before the Cubs come in for a 4-game series. Talked about it at the outset, setting the tone in Game 1. And the Pirates will likely move to within 6 games of the Brewers. Bottom of the 8th in Toronto. Jays still leading 2-1 over the Cardinals.
A lot of pluses available. Creep to within 2 games of 500. Gain ground on everybody you can.
Move to within a game of 2nd place. Cardinals, and had a game distance with the Cincinnati Reds, who started the day half game back of the Pirates. Cincinnati in the 9th inning is trailing the Philadelphia Phillies 4-0. Matt Garza starts tomorrow afternoon.
Go along with that Simon and Garfunkel song, trying to keep the customers satisfied. They're enjoying the game tonight. Crowd of over 35,000.
Line to center field for Alvarez. Off the lefty. Alvarez on base for the 3rd straight time. Officially 2 for 4. And a base hit to left field in the 6th inning and scored.
Bumped that average up night by night.
Starling Marte 0 for his last 19 at bats. He did not start for the 3rd straight game. We have talked to Neil Huntington and Clint Hurdle both, and they have suggested that some of his current struggles might go back to the fact that he did not get as many at bats as perhaps they would have liked at AAA. He had 388 at bats at the AAA level before he was promoted to the big leagues. Neil Huntington has talked a lot about Gregory Polanco, and he prefers a minimum of about 500 ABs at AAA.
That's been an ongoing theme. I mean, that he didn't pick that out of a hat recently. It's been on the books for a while.
And that will move the runners up 90 feet. Only recently have they both talked about Marte maybe struggling because he didn't spend all that much time in the minors. And people want Polanco to be up here. Polanco less than 250 at bats at the AAA level. Played only 68 games at AA last year. 2nd and 3rd, infield is back. They're looking for outs. Marte looking for a hit to get off the schneid. Hits it hard, but at the 2nd baseman. And he'll be thrown out, but an RBI, and the Pirates score their 14th run. (4-3) on the putout. Martin scores. Alvarez to 3rd. Now Jordy Mercer. Ground ball right side. Ricky Weeks gets Mercer. The Pirates get one more. They're coasting. Mercer, an RBI. Oh, Jeff Branson.
JB.
Hitting coaches love a night like tonight.
You know, we talk about all the close games that the Pirates and the Brewers have played. It's the 11th time they've met this year. They're still going to hold a substantial edge, but Pirates putting some numbers up.
Oh, off the pitcher. Travis Snyder reaches for the third straight time. He's walked and singled twice after pinch hitting in the 6th. They're going to check on Wong.
Right leg back in the calf, maybe. I don't know about right now. I may be able to continue, but that is not going to be much fun tomorrow.
Wong missed all of 2012. He underwent Tommy John surgery. Pirates had signed him as a non-drafted free agent in October of 2011. He had the Tommy John surgery and appeared in 12 games last year in the Gulf Coast League with the Pirates organization. Going to stay in. Just getting some work is all this Rule 5 player is doing, as Travis Snyder collects his second hit of the night. 16 hits total for the Pirates, leading 15-3.
Wong trying to save some arms in their bullpen.
And a fly ball to center. Logan Schaefer makes the catch. 3 more outs. Pirates leading 15-3. This is the 20,040th game in Pirates history. 172 times have they scored 15 or more runs in a ball game. How about that? A little nugget for you.
Yep.
From Jason Steele. One of our gypsies in the trailer. Mark Reynolds backs away from the pitch from Casey Sadler.
That's a lot of ball games.
Yeah.
20,000.
Yeah.
100 games.
And a broken bat base hit for Mark Reynolds. This is the 128th season of Pirates baseball.
And we scored 15, 127 times.
172 times.
72 times, I thought. Yep.
20,400 games. And has bounced foul. We passed along our condolences, prayers, thoughts to June Shout and her family. Her mother passed away on Tuesday. Marie Shout. June, family born and raised in the St. Mary's, Pennsylvania area. Line toward right center. Marte started in and went back, so he was fooled. Gives you an idea of how it's just not automatic that you can move around in the outfield. Marte played center field in the minor leagues and was considered maybe the best minor league center fielder the Pirates had in their system by far. And moved to left when he got to the big leagues and
made that fatal mistake in.
Giving McCutchen the rest of the night off. Marte, outstanding defense in left field. A double for Weeks. Segura 0 for 3 with a walk. Again, we go back to the Polanco situation. It's another reason why the Pirates want him not only getting those at bats at AAA, but learning the angles in right field. Going there every day.
Polishing all the edges of your craft.
Bounced foul by Segura. Second and third, nobody out. Looking for the 3 outs to put this one away and in the books. And again to Marte.
Step one, get across to go run. We'll make that deal right now.
Sacrifice fly. Brings home Reynolds. Weeks to third. It's 15-4. Ryan Braun, another at bat, that gives the fans an opportunity to greet him again. RBI for Braun. Picked up by Mercer. Throw to first. Robbed him of a hit. Nicely done by Jordy Mercer.
He's had himself a good night. The pick. The turn. Find your target. Turn it loose. Super Mo. That's the Allegheny Health Network.
Lyle Overbay, the former Pirate, batting for the pitcher. This should do it. And raise it against the Brewers. Good old-fashioned thumping of the Brew Crew.